Hello everyone, my name is Isaac Stanley. I'm an agency owner in Boardman, Ohio, near Youngstown, and also Cuyahoga Falls near Akron. I was asked today to speak to everybody here in Columbus about hiring, onboarding, training, and a little bit about pay. Trisha asked me to. Now, unfortunately, she asked me to speak in person. I am not able to do that, clearly, as I am in Cabo enjoying 80-degree weather while everybody's in Columbus enjoying snow. So I hope everybody's having fun and had a safe drive in. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about today. Is about hiring and training and whatnot. So let's get started. Where do I find my people? Okay, where I find my people is Indeed. Okay, I spend about $100 a month, nothing more, nothing less, and that gets me about 50 resumes. Okay, now how do I go through those resumes? We all have different things we like. Okay, what I like and what I look for is I look for that person that went the extra mile to get my attention. Maybe they called my office. I don't know. Okay, but what I look for on the resume is I look for that cover letter. I look for that person that took that extra second, couple minutes, maybe an hour, to put a cover letter together and send with their resume. Okay, now I also look for younger people, okay, because I once at a time was an LSP working for Tolga Demeril that you all probably know, and I think he's speaking today, so I suggest you listen to him very carefully, okay? So that's what I look for. I look for a younger person and somebody that went that extra mile to get my attention. Okay. When I find that person, how do I bring them on board my team? Well, what I do is I take about a 5-minute phone call and I speak to them and I say, listen, I need you to know that this is a sales job. Okay. This ain't customer service. You can't sit here and make a lot of money, which a lot of millennials and just people do. They think they can come in, sit here, make 100 grand. Well, it's not possible. And I let them know that right up front. I don't sugarcoat the job. Okay, I tell them how hard it's going to be. I let them know that. If they're okay with that, then I bring them in my office and I do an interview. Now, the interview I have is pretty laid back. All right, I ask 2 questions. The first question I ask is I say, how old were you when you had your first job and what did you do? Okay. Second question is, how much money do you want to make this year? Those 2 questions let me decide on if this person is going to be the right fit for my office. Okay? Now, I keep going, all right? I go through what we do on a daily basis, okay? Life of an LSP makes a lot of phone calls, okay? That's the truth. So I let them know that there's a lead system. We get leads every single day. You have old leads. You have leads from 3 years ago. You're going to be calling those leads every day to get quotes and to sell deals. Okay? Now, a lot of you might have Blitz or Lead 360 or Velocify or I don't even know what's out there. But everybody's different. Okay? Now, one thing I am going to suggest is I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but follow-up tool. That's coming out soon. Lead system, that's going to be fantastic. I'm getting it. I suggest everybody take a look at that. The other thing I do is I show them on a date the activities my current LSPs are doing. Agency Zoom tracks all that. Okay, Agency Zoom, if anybody knows, was built by Tolga Demeril, so I suggest look into that. It's phenomenal. Tracks tracks their calls, tracks their quotes, the people leads they got, live transfers, presentations, tracks all that, so I can see the data at the end of the month, and that data always comes back to whoever does the most has the most deals. Almost every single time. So lets me put that in perspective for my team. Okay? Now, that's when I get people on board. What do I do when I get them on board? Well, we can't expect people as an agency owner to walk in day one. Okay? You can't expect them walk in day one, just kill it. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. Okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not going to happen. If it does, that person is 1 in a million people that can do that. And if they can, make them happy and keep them there for a very long time, okay? And then one day they're going to open their own agency, okay? Now, how do we get those people on board? Well, we already talked about that, all right? Now we got to train them. All right, so the first week, all right, they got to go through that Allstate training, that binding class, and that's okay. Let them go through that, learn about the guidelines. Maybe they'll learn, maybe they won't. All right. All right. But when you get them in the office, now it's real game time. All right. It's time to step up. Okay. The first week in my office is rough, very rough. Okay. They're role playing 8 hours a day for 40 hours for that week. I'm going to role play with them for a couple hours. They're going to role play with every LSP in my office for a couple hours. They're going to role play to their phone. Okay. Then they're going to watch it back and see how many times they said, right? Now, you're probably sitting there saying, man, Isaac said like 10, 15, 20 times. I probably have. And I was trained not to do that, but I am saying a lot, okay? So I want them to watch that video. I want them to hear themselves, all right? I want them to do everything we can to make sure that they are ready, okay, to get on the phone. So role play 8 hours a day, every day for the first 5 days. All right, second week, they come in. They're ready to go. They think they're going to get on the phone and sell some deals. Well, that's not happening in my office, okay? Second week is your telemarketing. Oh, man. You're telling me I got a license, went through all this miserable training and testing, and I have to telemarket? Yes, you do, okay? For those first the second week, for those 5 days, you are telemarketing. Now, those appointments you're setting them for the current LSPs you work with. Now, how would that make you feel? That would make me feel very, very bad. Okay, I would be very upset with myself as an agency owner. Okay, if I was an LSP, I'd be upset with me. The reason I want to do this is I want them to know that you're about to get 100 no's, a lot of bad language, and you're going to get hung up on. Okay, that's going to happen. And that's okay. Because when you get that one yes, well, unfortunately, you got to send it to the LSP next to you to make that sell. But that one yes is going to make you feel very good. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for 5 yeses as an LSP, but one yes will work for telemarketing each day. Maybe they'll get more, maybe they'll get less. I don't really care. I want them to make a lot of phone calls, 200, 250. I want them to know what they're going to be doing every single day. Okay? So that second week, training, telemarketing for my current LSPs. All right, third week. Now, third week is the first week of your second month, which is your first full month. Now it's time to put it all together and let's make some money. All right, that's the ultimate goal here. So that's a little about training, how I hire, and what I do for each LSP that I bring on board. Now let's talk about goals. Each LSP has a goal of 40 items. Okay, each month. Those 40 items are going to make you pretty good money in my office. Probably roughly $4,000 to $5,000 a month. Okay, we'll talk about pay here in a minute. But 40 items, you hit your personal goal. Maybe you have a goal of 50, 60. I don't know what it is, and that's okay. Make whatever goal you want, but minimum you want to hit 40. Okay, those are the goals I have for my team. All right. Now, how do I motivate them to get there? Okay, what do I have to do? We have to call people, 70 phone calls a minimum a day. 30 emails, minimum a day, okay, and 5 PQBs. What's a PQB? To PQB in my office is you quoted somebody, okay, and you called them back, and they answered. You now can present the deal to close it, all right? But what if you call them back and they don't answer? Well, you just did a quote. That ain't selling nothing, okay? Yeah, you can email it. Trust me, I'm not calling you, all right? But when you call somebody back and you present a deal, that is a PQB. You need 5 of those, okay? Now, Allstate would count that as, let's say they have a home, an auto, and a motorcycle. They would count that as 3 quotes. I don't do that. I count that as 1 quote. That 1 quote, 1 household, you need 5 of those. You get 5 of those a day, you're selling a deal every single day. And if you're bundling, okay, average is about 2 to 2.2 items a deal. And there's about 20 business days a month. What's that? 40 items? 41, 42, 50, close, up there. It's up there. That's our goal, right? So 1 deal a day, 5 PQBs, 1 deal a day. You're going to be happy as an LSP, and you're going to be happy as an agency owner. Okay? So that's what we do at our office. Okay? Now, let's talk about pay. All right? Pay. I pay my team 20% of everything they sell. All right? Now, every office is different. Some people will do differently. Some people will be different from that person. There might be 10 agents that do everything different. And that's okay. Whatever works for you as an agency owner, okay? Now, with my team, they get paid 20%, okay? They have an opportunity to get 25% if they set 2 life appointments that month and they both get approved by Allstate, okay? They both get approved in that same month. Now, 20 to 25%, that's motivational for me, all right, if I was an LSP, and we need the life credit. We all do, because it ain't getting any easier. ALR is just going up and up and up. All right, so I got to motivate them to get that life insurance on there. And if they do, it's going to work out on top of their pay. Okay, so that's a little bit about pay. I'm not going to go any further than that because everybody's different. Okay, now how do I keep my team motivated each day, each week, each month, each year? Okay, you might have LSPs in your office that's been there 2, 3, 4 years, right? Maybe you don't, but we want them to be. But ultimately, we want them to be there and then be so successful that they can open their own agency. Okay, when I bring people on my team, I don't say this isn't your career. This is a learning experience, about a 3-year learning experience, because within those 3 years, you're going to be very good at what you do, hopefully. Okay, if you're there for 3 years, you're doing something right. Okay, and that's going to obviously put enough money in your pocket, if you're not spending it all, to open your own Allstate agency. Okay, or do whatever you want. Go buy a Subway, McDonald's. I don't care, right? But this is going to learn experience. You can work here for the rest of your life if you want to, but I suggest probably not. Okay, so what I do each day, each week, I bring up goals for my team. Fun things, okay? I like to have a fun atmosphere. For example, let's say I walk in the office today. Let's do first person that gets the most referrals, gets the most referrals that day, okay, gets a $100 bill. They leave at 5, they can grab it off the wall, go home, $100, okay? Second thing, maybe we do a weekly goal. Who has the most calls in the week? Okay, now, not duplicate calls, most unique calls, okay? Maybe that person made 300 unique calls in the week. I don't know, okay? But whoever does will walk home with a $50 gift card, okay? But one thing I do like to do as a monthly goal is I like to switch it up. So what we've been doing lately is every time somebody sells a deal, if it's bundled together from a home and auto or auto renters, whatever it may be, auto life, I put $3 in a bucket myself, okay? And at the end of that month, let's say it's $100, $150. It's a lot of money for anybody, including myself. Okay, I take $150. Guess what? All you have to do is beat the next person at darts. Okay, so you play darts from like 100 to 0. All right, that person stays in the winner's bracket, goes on so on and so forth, and the winner gets that money at the end of the month. It's fun. Everybody loves it. It's enjoyable, and we do it on a Friday after we just killed it. Okay, so that's something that I like to do daily, weekly, monthly, to keep my team motivated. Okay, so I'm gonna get off here, let you guys get back to work. Talked about hiring, training, goals, pay, keeping people motivated. Listen, if any of you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Trisha has my number. You can get it from her. You can look me up on the email, Facebook, whatever it is. Hope you guys have a fantastic day in the snow, in the cold. I'm going to go enjoy, I'm probably laying on the beach right now. I'm going to go enjoy that, and you guys have an awesome day. Thank you.